We've got an emergency vehicle, and
Yep.
it looks like it did try to pull over for it. So it's going to move forward. Yeah, it's going to K-turn for sure. The reverse light on. Yeah. That's awesome. That's really good to see. It really shows that it's going to be pretty difficult to get this car stuck. If it can make a decision like that, that's a very good thing to see. Are
Hello?
we? Hello? No, we're not.
They're listening.
Maybe they're listening.
Yo, they're listening!
Wait a second.
They're listening.
You're listening.
Thank you, Tesla people.
Thank you very much.
That's jokes. That's jokes.
No, I can't believe we actually got that. What, did that really just happen?
100%, bro. It's here.
Wow. It's real. And again, this is very difficult to, oh, this guy just like ran over that baller. You saw that? Holy shit. Robotaxi expansion. The map now looks like this, and we're gonna test it today. Some people say it looks like a silly cowboy hat. Other people say, you know, it looks like a upside down T. To me, it looks like a, but of course, if you follow the Tesla story closely, you know that this was actually a meme that was posted by who I call Australia's crown jewel, Stephen Mark Ryan. He posted a joke that Tesla should expand its network to look like this once they're ready to go. And of course, the team at Tesla, being the incredible trolls that they are, like, sure, why not? Why not have it so that you can take a ride from the tip to... So that's what we're gonna kind of test today. This is a supercharger spot in North Austin-ish. It's over by this little landmark, ATX storage off of 35. I think that's 35, yeah, 35, I-35. And yeah, so we're gonna see if it comes into the parking lot. What's gonna be interesting about this beginning spot is that there's only one way to come in and out of this little parking spot, and there's a dead end over there. So for the car to pick us up and take us on our merry way, it's gonna have to do some sort of K-turn to get out or reverse out. We're gonna hit different landmarks, places in Austin that are going to be brand new for the Robotaxi testing sort of area. After that, we're going to meet up with Josh West. Josh is a big sort of Tesla fan. He has an awesome X account. You should go follow him. Josh West 247, I believe, is his handle. And I have a lot of thoughts to share about this expansion, because if you really think about it, and I'm still waiting for the Robotaxi to come. It should be here any minute now. I think probably like 3-4 minutes. What's interesting about this expansion, I can't get over it, the fact that expansion could mean multiple things in this sort of context anyway, is that Tesla achieved this in about 3 weeks' time. A company like Waymo took forever to expand its network. The geofence area is not this like, it's clearly, that's a Dodge going down there with its exhaust blaring. It's not strategic, right? It's not like, oh look, these are the most people in this area, so we should cover this. No, they made it shaped like a freaking, you know, the thing. So that's, okay, like, they on purpose did that, knowing that it's not gonna be an optimal geofence. And so what that implies to me is that Tesla's ability to be super flexible in its way that they expand the network is not nearly as reliant on mapping data or ground truth data than other self-driving companies. This was the theory, this was the hypothesis for a lot of Tesla investors, like, hey, Tesla's AI approach is going to allow them to have these expansions happen, not just a lot faster, but they're going to cover much crazier areas, or not crazier, crazy is the wrong word, areas where it wouldn't make sense for any other company that's mapping to go there, because the density is not there, it's kind of far, you have to map so many different suburban roads and roads that are not well traveled, not well maintained, etc., etc. In Tesla's case, they're going to be able to do this, it seems like, no problem. And we already saw a snapshot of these sort of quote-unquote ground truth cars, or mapping cars, or whatever you want to call them. You know, the theory is that Tesla's sending out these cars with LiDAR or cameras on top to sort of validate some of the early expansion they're doing, so that they're not getting themselves into like stupid situations, per se, at least with the early ones. And we already saw one get all the way down to Kyle. And Kyle is about half an hour south of downtown Austin on a good day, with traffic is closer to 45 minutes. And this is a suburban area of Austin that is quite popular for people to live at because you're not paying the insane sort of taxes and stuff. So here I can see the Robotaxi pulling in now. So I'm going to point it over there. And then there's our car. It's coming in. So there's our Robotaxi. Perfect. How's it going? So that's really interesting to think about. And let's see if we have a safety rider. We do. Perfect. So, yeah, man, this is super exciting. Let's see where it stops. Robotaxi. We have our safety rider in here. It's going all the way. I wonder if it's going to pull over. Okay, so it looks like it's going to plop itself down all the way down here. Okay, cool. So this is going to be a fantastic test. It's kind of blocking these people if they wanted to come out, so that's not the best possible behavior. So this person will probably need to ask for our app, so stay tuned. How's it going, boss? You need to see the app? Yeah, okay. All right, so we're in, and now we're gonna see how this Robotaxi gets itself out. So there's no way to go forward. So it's going to have to reverse or do something. Let's see what it does. Oh, it's reversing, okay. Oh, yeah. So that's awesome. So it's reversing. And it's going to put it in drive. That's fantastic. There you go, and off we go the other way. Cool. I still, if I'm Tesla and I'm looking at this footage, probably if it, you know, I guess it would be kind of difficult to tell that, hey, if I go all the way down this parking lot, there's not going to be a way for me to get out. And, you know, I'm sure if you're not familiar with the parking lot, people are going to, you know, drive down and be like, oh, there's a way to come out. And you're like, oh, no, there isn't. So I'm sure that's not uncommon for people, but still, it's one of those things where if the car has memory, probably one of those things that's good to learn. So we're on our way to Longhorn Stadium, and we'll see how the car performs. So this is a brand new area, so I haven't been, so this is Robotaxi's probably one of their first times. I don't know if other people have had a chance to take a ride yet, but what's interesting about the area we're going to is that during the school period, it would be packed with students. Now, I don't know how many students are going to be down there. I know they have summer courses, so I'm not really sure we're going to see much foot traffic down there when we get down there. But the campus is a little bit of an interesting place to test because there are some roads that are a little wonky, and they are doing a lot of construction in the area, and I'm not really sure if we're going to be going through that construction per se, but it'll be interesting to see what happens. And then another thing I want to highlight too is one of the most common ways to get to our destination would be to take I-35. I-35 is a highway, and we can see that Robotaxi is still not taking highways, so just like Waymo in this area and other service providers. So our ride's going to take probably, I don't know, probably 5 to 7 minutes longer than it should because we're not taking highways. But of course, that's something that we've seen Tesla test vehicles on the highway already, testing with their cameras and their LiDAR, whatever the hell they had on top of that Model Y. And so one would think at some point we'll get access to highways. And as the network expands, it's going to make a lot of sense to use them because, you know, you don't want to be arbitrarily adding 10, 15, 20, 25 minutes to your drive because, number one, for the customer, that's not a good experience over time. And then, of course, for Tesla, that's cars doing a ride that should take shorter than they actually do, which means that you're not collecting fares as much as you could from from folks. But if you're still getting people from place to place, in theory, you're making money, but you're probably not making money nearly as much if you're, the number of customers you're serving. The more customers you serve, the more money you're going to make. So from that perspective, it's in Tesla's best interest to get highways up and running as soon as possible. But of course, safety is going to be prioritized. As far as the cars go, I'm not really seeing anything different with this expansion. I'm still seeing standard on the upper left corner. The screen looks the same. We still have our wonderful safety rider friends along for the ride. And yeah. And so far, the performance of the Robotaxi itself is the same as it's been before, smooth, confident, but so far we haven't really experienced any difficult roads. So, but yeah, the way this network is expanding right now is very impressive. It is really impressive. I think some of you probably saw that clip where it was myself, Sawyer, Gally, and Hans, and we were talking about when we thought Tesla would expand. This timeline has beat all of our expectations. Gally was the closest, and the shape of the geofence is also, again, hilarious. But the speed of the expansion is the biggest takeaway here. I saw an article as well that Tesla's waiting for approval to launch this in California, in Silicon Valley, the Bay Area. We'll see if that happens here in the next month or two. But it does feel like the company is going to probably try to assert itself as the go-to ride-hailing company in Austin, and they will get there if this rate of expansion continues. Especially if they add the cars to the geofence. I had to wait about 20 minutes for this car to arrive. So there's one of the LiDAR ones I was talking about, or whatever that is. You saw that? So it looks like they're doing a lot of mapping around here, or something, validation, whatever they're doing. And I lost my train of thought. What the hell was I saying? Yeah, the expansion. It does look like with a car and Kyle that was on the picture, and then if they can get over to like Westlake Hills, Bee Cave, Dripping Springs, those are sort of very affluent areas where Robotaxi probably has a very good market to tap into. But then also just any commuters, Kyle Buda, Bastrop, your Pflugerville, Cedar Parks, Leanders, Round Rocks, all these places, Hutto, Georgetown, Liberty Hill. You can even go all the way to Bertram if you really wanted to. You would still get, not nearly as many customers, but it would really send home, the thing that says, hey guys, like, we can go literally anywhere. That's going to be a very big deal, especially if you're going up 183. If you're going up 183, places like Leander, Liberty Hill. If you keep going north to like Briggs and stuff, that probably makes sense long term for them to do, especially as this area continues to expand. And they would be the only company that can do that, by far. The only company that can do that because of the approach they're taking to solve for this. So we have some construction ahead. It's going to change lanes and get on the left lane way ahead of time, which is very good to see. And there was nobody in there for us to navigate around, so that's cool. But comfortable, easy. Haven't really reached any challenging situations yet, but it is strange that in 3 weeks' time we're already navigating through a significantly bigger part of Austin that we haven't in the past. So that's pretty freaking cool to see. And then for this trip so far, we're probably going to see a lot of this kind of road where it's going to be these sort of 2-lane highways with the turning lanes in the middle and traffic lights. So the traffic situations should be very controlled. We shouldn't see too much craziness until we get to Longhorn Stadium. And then once we get to Longhorn Stadium and make it downtown, that's when it's going to get a little bit wonkier, a little bit more interesting. I'll try to test. There are a couple places where I'm going to test to see if the car is going to drop me off near a construction area. They're doing construction on Congress between, I think, 5th and 6th, or 6th and 7th. I think it's 5th and 6th. It might be 5th through 7th, honestly, or 5th and 6th. Yeah, I think it's that one. And there are some restaurants and shops there, so I'm gonna drop a pin. I'm gonna see if I can get the system to drop me off on that block where the construction is, and curious to see what the car will do, if it's going to go drop me off in one of the, roads on the side, or if it's going to try to drop me off next to the work area. We got a right turn here, and it's super easy. We got railroad tracks that it goes through, no problem. Very cool. Yeah, and this whole time it's been avoiding I-35, the highway. And then we have a left turn coming up here in about 1/10 of a mile at the light. Let's see when it gets into the turning lane here. Okay. Perfect. And then we got a orange arrow that we're not going to get, so it's going to turn red, and we're going to wait at the light here. Awesome. Oh, that guy just... Oh, he was probably blocking the intersection. But yeah, super exciting stuff. There were a few posts that came out from Elon Musk over the weekend as well. He was teasing some sort of next level demo that he saw with the team. People are speculating if it's something related to the Tesla bot, if it's something related to the Robotaxi, maybe a new product, maybe the Roadster. But it is good to see Elon really engaging Tesla stuff as of late, becoming quite vocal about its capabilities and sharing all the technical achievements and stuff. This person's about to make a left here. They should have and then we should have a spot as well. Very good. I noticed for like a split second, it looks like the car was gonna wait and see if traffic was coming, but it immediately saw that there was no traffic coming, and it went. It was very, very subtle, but the car was gonna wait to see if somebody was coming, but then as soon as it saw that there's no one coming, it went. Y'all probably didn't even see it on camera, but it was super, super subtle. We can see the skyline here for Austin in the distance. There it is. So we're starting to get closer downtown. And then we are going to be on this road for about a mile. And then we're going to make a right turn. Yeah. And I believe the license plate on this car is also one that was already part of the fleet that was that Tesla launched with. So it doesn't look like they've added any cars yet, any additional cars to the fleet. Me waiting for 20 minutes for this car to come probably points to that, unless they have all the cars downtown in South Austin, and maybe the cars have to be a little bit more spread out since they've launched the network, but we'll see. For this to be useful long term, they're going to need to add cars for sure, but I would expect them to do so. And I'm curious to see if they're going to add the cars, if they're going to add cars with safety riders, or they're going to start trickling in cars without safety riders, and then maybe go to 90% of the fleet has a safety rider, then 80%, then 70%, then 50%. And then I wonder if over time it's like, okay, we have 100 cars out, which would be basically the size of Waymo's fleet. And they would be like, okay, cool, only 10% of the cars have safety riders, et cetera, et cetera. And then over time, as they get the safety riders down, they can start working on the remote operators or the teleoperators that are sort of overseeing the entire fleet. If I call support, those people that jump on the phone and help us out if something happens. Over time, I'm curious to see how quickly that sort of ratio will be favorable for Tesla. We have a right on red here. I'll show you guys. We got some traffic. We should be able to go, and it's a little uphill too. We have a crest, so it's hard to see, but the car handled that no problem. Then we have a right lane that's ending. Very good. Okay, so we're 3 minutes away. Now we're starting to enter the UT campus. So there's going to be buses. Again, there might be students walking around, hating their lives for taking summer courses instead of being on a beach somewhere, I'm sure, or, you know, being on the lake here. By the way, you guys, we got an incredible amount of rain these last week, and, you know, the thoughts and prayers to everybody who's been impacted by all the floods here in Texas. It's been pretty wicked for quite a few people. Fortunately, we've been very lucky to not, you know, be impacted by any flooding, but, you know, I feel like everyone in this area has been getting constant, you know, those, not the Amber Alerts, but you know how you get alerts on your phones. Everyone's been getting, you know, flash flood warning, et cetera, don't get out of your house. You know, that's been, anytime we've gotten a rain system come through, we've been getting those alerts because everything is now so saturated and full. So on one hand, we've been needing the rain, but on the other side, it's been pretty unfortunate for a lot of families. So thoughts and prayers to everybody impacted by the floods. It's been, I've heard some stories, and it's been, yeah, it's been pretty freaking brutal. We got a left turn coming in here. So now we've officially entered the campus. We've got a little bit of a narrow road here, which should navigate no problem. I'm gonna go handheld here so I can show you guys some of the things that the car has to navigate. So yeah, so we've got this, which is a little bit of construction. And then the car is telling me to make sure to gather my belongings, so hopefully I don't forget my bag. And then we've got a stop sign coming up here. We've got a student crossing the street. And then over there is the football campus right there. The football stadium, rather. I think it seats like 90,000 or something. Still smaller than Beaver Stadium at Penn State. We are, yes sir. But it's still a very impressive building. Like really high quality amenities. That's one of the things about the stadium, is that it's basically like a super fancy, like one of the more fancy college stadiums out there, for sure. We got a stop sign here, and we're gonna make a right, and then it's gonna drop us off at some sort of roundabout, it looks like. Yeah, so there's the stadium for people that are interested. Very cool building. Cool, so it's gonna go around, whip around this roundabout, and it looks like it's gonna drop us off on the other side, which is a pretty good spot, honestly, to get us dropped off. It'd be neat if it maybe had us closer to the stadium, but honestly, on football traffic days, you probably can't even get there. So this spot is not the worst thing in the world, so perfect. All right, and we're here. Thank you very much, brother.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good one.
You too, thank you. All right. Cool. So that's our first trip in the expanded area. There's Robotaxi. It should have pulled over a little bit more. That's a little bit too much spacing. I mean, people can get around no problem. So it's all right, but still, you know, it's etiquette to be as close to the curb as possible. So probably a good thing for Tesla to look at. We'll take a look and see how long this thing's going to take to go. Maybe it's admiring the stadium here, and off it goes. Yeah, super cool. I think a lot more people, if Tesla starts expanding the network, a lot of people are going to find the new area to be a lot more useful, because you're going to start hitting up a lot more spots. But all right, let me go ahead and put in our next destination. There's a pedestrian. It's waiting for the pedestrian there. Fantastic. Actually, I'm going to check this out, see how it performs here. There's a four-way stop, I believe, with some construction. Is it a four-way stop? I don't know. There he goes. Goodbye, Robotaxi. Yeah, so I'm gonna put in our next destination. I'm gonna hit up Josh and see where he's at, and then we'll go down to come to the Mothership. And there's our Robotaxi right there. So it's coming in, and in theory, it should come and pick us up right where we started, or right where we ended the last trip, which is somewhere right here. So we'll see what it does. And I believe, yeah, I've had this safety rider before, so that's very good. And we have a car coming up behind us as well. Let's see where it pulls. So it pulls over in the same spot it did last time. But yeah, it doesn't come up all the way to the curb, which is something that they could do much better, honestly. Hello. Good. Need to see the app? All right. And off we go to the comedy mothership. All right, so let's see how it does here. We'll see if maybe we'll hit a little bit of pedestrians, some students walking around maybe, coming out of class. We'll get a little bit lucky and see how the car performs. So this, we got a little bit of a narrow road here with this construction, and it's not the narrowest thing in the world, I guess, but it's definitely different from what it usually is. And we got a blind spot on the right with this construction. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's very difficult to see out of our right. We got a bus coming through as well. So it's stopping for all the traffic, and we're supposed to go straight. So it's peaking, and it's going no problem. Cool. And yeah, so here's the stadium. Darrell K. Royal Texas Memorial. What is it? DKR, I guess? That's what they call it. Yeah, and Texas is supposed to have a real good team this year. They have Archie Manning. Well, you know, if people follow football, that Manning name's probably extremely familiar. The next coming of, quarterback Jesus, I guess, is here on campus. Oh, we have a scooter there. The car kind of slowed down for. Very cool. So yeah, we'll see how they do. Maybe Penn State and Texas will see each other in the playoffs. We got some carts here. Let's see if it goes through no problem. Very good. And we're making our way down to Comedy Mothership. Once again, it is not going on I-35. It's taking the frontage road, basically the road that's right next to the highway to get to our destination. And here we are following this little golf cart filled with, I'm guessing, workers or teachers or just people having a good old time driving around the campus. All right, and it navigated that situation very well. Yeah, and you can see that there's a lot of construction going on in this area with all these cones. We'll see even more of that when we get downtown. After we get dropped off on the Comedy Mothership, I'm going to hit up Josh and see where he's at. And depending where he's at, we might do one more, or maybe we'll go pick him up. But I definitely want to try some construction areas. Here, it's getting over to the left lane. It might just stay and right this lane. I don't know, it's going to the right lane. So that was an interesting lane decision. And you can see, I don't know if it might be hard to tell on the camera, but the roads are, they're working on them. So it's not, the lanes are not usually where they would be. So it's a lot of, going back and forth, but that sort of lane switch was unnecessary, but there was nobody behind us and didn't seem like it caused any issue, so. But yeah. We got some construction here. Looks like they're expanding the road or something. We got a crane. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but having this glass roof versus like a Waymo makes a really big difference, and it's very difficult to convey unless you're in the car and you go do them back to back. And we're just switching lanes again. Oh, what's up there? Water? Yeah. All right, we're switching lanes again. Does it get? Oh yeah, so it's that was very smart. So it got out of a right turning lane, so that's what the lane switches were for. As you can see, that's a right only lane, and now we're in the rightmost lane, and we are traveling right along 35, and we should have a right turn coming up here in about 0.6 miles, and that's going to take us right to the Comedy Mothership. And I'm very curious to see where it's going to drop us off, because 6th Street can be a little bit of an interesting place. Right now, probably not, because there's not much traffic, sort of daytime traffic, but at night it gets nutty down there. It's got its left blinker on, and we have traffic on the left. So it's sticking itself into the second to rightmost lane. Maybe there are sometimes these right lanes are right turning lane only, but in certain blocks. So maybe it's positioning itself in this lane to try and avoid getting stuck in one of those, which is a good idea. But I can't remember if there's one of those when we get close to 6. So we're on almost at 12th here, and yeah, I can't remember. But it's probably not a bad idea. Yeah, we got a decent amount of traffic. Nothing too crazy right now. Usually at come rush hour, this place is packed. On Friday, what was it, Friday or Thursday, coming out of Capital Factory, which is on 7th, it took me 45 minutes to go from Capital Factory to I-35. It was actually took me closer to an hour, and that was 0.8 miles. So that was not fun. I don't know if there was an accident or it's just, you know, that's the road that I took to get in. It looked like one of the intersections is just people were just, I don't know. Oh, so, okay, so that's it. So remember what I was saying before with the right turning lane only? You see that? So this is one of those where in this block, this right lane is a right turning lane only, but on the other blocks it's not. And so the car getting into this lane is a good idea. And now it's going to get into the right turning lane because our right turn's coming up here on this next block. That was fantastic. That was really, really well done. That lane selection on this road was super, super good. And we're gonna make a right on 6. Very good. And then according to the map, it's gonna drop us off here on one of the sort of main streets. It might be Congress that it's dropping. No, it wouldn't be Congress, would it? Or would it? I don't know. I forget exactly where it is. We got some people crossing. We got a ton of construction. This is going to be an excellent test. Yeah, this area at night, you guys, gets completely wild. Okay, so it's gonna. Oh, we got a guy here that's. Oh, this is a very good test, honestly. And so, okay, so the car handled that fantastically. And there's coming the Mothership right there. I'll walk up to it so you guys can see what it looks like. Then here we've got this road. We don't really have parking per se. Okay, so it looks like it's gonna drop us off right here. Right? Yeah. Okay. So we'll get out. All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right. Have a good one.
You too.
Okay. So that's one of those situations, kind of similar to Waymo, where it's dropping us off in the middle of the lane. There's nobody coming. I don't know. To me, this is not great behavior, honestly. I think this is something that Tesla should look at. And I get like it's going to drop you off further away from your spot. But I still feel like it shouldn't be there. I mean, if anything, it should try to like, I don't even know, maybe go up a little bit more and pull over, but nobody came, no harm done, not a main artery. It is what it is, I guess, but it's one of those interesting things about Robotaxi. It performed extremely well on that ride. We saw some weird stuff happening. We saw construction. We saw a homeless person just randomly walking to the middle of the road, and the car handled all those things perfectly. I'm walking over to comment the Mothership so you guys can see what it looks like. I know a lot of you are probably Joe Rogan fans, given that 85 or 90% of my my viewership is men.
No.
So yeah, I'll show you guys the sign. That's what it looks like right here. There you go. Comedy Mothership. Very cool spot, highly recommended. And then what I'm gonna do is actually I'm gonna hail the ride right from here. I'm curious to see what it does. So as you can see, 6th Street is being worked on, or it's, you know, just permanently in this state because of the, you know, the weekends potentially, but it does look like they're working on something. So All right, let me go ahead and hail the ride, and maybe we'll go meet up with Josh. We'll see what the next step is. All right, we're getting picked up. There's Comedy Mothership, which is where we were just dropped off. And then we got a pin right across the street here that the Robotaxi is going to come pick us up right here somewhere. So my feedback would be to the Tesla team, so instead of dropping us off, and again, this is very difficult to, oh, this guy just like ran over that baller. You saw that? Holy shit. Wow, Austin. Instead of dropping us off there, drop us off here, right? But how do you know that, right? And I think this is where self-driving cars have an advantage, because theoretically they have infinite memory, right? It's like they would, infinite meaning, you know, the amount of hard disk space they have or whatever. Like they can store this information. It's much easier for them to, you know, for a computer to know every single intricacy about every single road, right? And so like it would be cool if Tesla can start accounting for some of these things. And here's our Robotaxi. I'm curious to see where it stops. It should pull in right here. It should pull in right here. Oh yeah. See, this is really good behavior. And then this gentleman's probably going to ask for our app, so hold tight. Seatbelt in, and off we go to Torchy's Tacos. Now, Torchy's Tacos, the one we're going to, this is a pretty popular chain of tacos, a taco restaurant in Austin. But we're going to the one in South Congress, which is in the original geofence area. So we're gonna make it from the new geofence area down to the old geofence area, because I'm curious to see how the car behaves on the way up to this geofence, because there's some construction on Congress. And when I took the Waymo last week, the Waymo it didn't go through Congress, it went around Lavaca. So it took one of the parallel roads. And I'm wondering if it did that because of traffic or it did that because of the construction. So that's going to be one of the things that maybe I'll get to test today. If not today, then another day. And here you can see that there's a ton of construction down here. This is the block I was talking about earlier in the video. That has construction. I'm curious to see how the car's going to navigate through on the way up. This is the heart of downtown Austin. So we're on 6th Street. We're making a left on Congress. Congress is quite a popular area. This is the construction area I was talking about before. And then here we've got a pedestrian walking really slowly on the sidewalk. And the car navigates around it very well. Cool. And so this is the new area of Congress. And then once we cross the bridge down there, we'll be in the old geofence. And the restaurant we're getting dropped off at is going to be on this sort of main road on Congress. And so those that have been watching a lot of Robotaxi, and there's a Zoox down there too. That car right there, that's stopping in the intersection for that pedestrian, that's a Zoox. And they are around this area too, but they've been training for a minute. They haven't really expanded. So hopefully their testing is going well in this area. And we got a car parked here on the right, which it goes around no problem. We've got people on scooters waiting for the light. Yeah. And this part of town during rush hour gets wild. Cool. Yeah, and it's navigating this no problem. Again, the smoothness, the confidence, the comfort, the things that really stick out about Robotaxi, especially in relation to Waymo, it's very difficult to describe until you experience it. Very difficult. All right, so now we're crossing the bridge, and then as we cross this bridge, I'll show you guys some views here. There we got Ladybird Lake. There's some of the city. There's some of the city. And then hopefully on the way in from South Congress to North Congress, I'll get to show you the same exact thing on the way up. It's one of my favorite drives, is driving up from Congress to downtown Austin. It's one of the coolest views, especially at night when all the buildings are lit up and It looks really, really cool. So we've got about 5 minutes to go there. So now we're officially in the old geofence area. It's funny how it only took 3 weeks for us to get into the old geofence area. And we're gonna go meet up with Josh in at Torchy's Tacos. So once we get there, we'll do a ride along together. Josh hasn't experienced Robotaxi yet. He's a big Tesla fan. He's a Tesla content creator on X. And he hasn't experienced it yet. I believe he's been traveling, and I think he just got back today. And he hit me up on X. And he's like, "Yo, you're going to be testing Robotaxi?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's." He asked to meet up, and I'm like, "Let's do it." So we're going to do that, and then for the rest of the ride, I'm just going to shut up and let you guys enjoy the sights and sounds of Austin here in this Robotaxi. And then when we meet up with Josh, we'll continue the ride with a little bit of a podcast. That was handled really well. All right. One thing I've noticed, it doesn't give me the option to drop me off early. I just noticed this. So that was one of the issues we were running into. Oh, we got this is a brand new Torchy's, eh? So we're coming to our destination and we're gonna get dropped off here right next to it. Let's see where it decides to stop. And it's going in the parking lot. Very good. That's a very good decision. Let's see where it stops. That's gonna have to, it's gonna have to UE out. So we're gonna watch that. Awesome. All right. Thank you very much, brother.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Have a good one.
You as well.
Congrats on the expansion.
Thanks, sir.
It's exciting. Keep up the memes, yeah? All right. So, after that cringy ass comment from me, we're gonna watch this car. Let's see what it does. So it's gonna have to, let me actually give it some room here. I'm probably gonna get in its way if I'm here. So I'm curious to see what it does. So there's no way to go out. It has to U-turn. It has to K-turn. So we saw that behavior at the supercharger. So let's see if it does that here. So it's going to move forward. Yeah, it's going to K-turn for sure. The reverse light on. Yeah. That's awesome. That's really good to see. It really shows that it's going to be pretty difficult to get this car stuck. If it can make a decision like that, that's a very good thing to see. So off it goes. And it's going to make a right out of the parking lot. Nobody's coming. Goodbye. It's awesome. That's so good. Oh, there, look at him. There he is. Should we crash him? We're going to go crash him.
About 80-85% accurate on what I anticipated the geofence area to be, just on what I had discovered. So, guys, I want to show you who's here. The man, Farzad.
How you doing, man? Good to see you, brother.
Good to see you, man.
How you been?
Buddy, I
All right.
put a lot of miles down to get here.
Hell
really
yeah, dude.
excited.
Hell yeah,
really
hell yeah.
excited,
Awesome.
man.
All right, everybody. I am here with a special guest, Josh West, 24/7 from X. He's going to be joining me on some Robotaxi rides. We've just done some rides with him on his X channel on his YouTube, so make sure you go check him out, Josh West 247. But you just took your first Robotaxi ride.
Yes.
How was it?
Buddy, it's so good because it's so underwhelming.
Yeah.
You know, you just hop in and ride and smooth as silk.
Yeah.
You know, you're kind of waiting for something to happen, waiting for it to mess up, and then it never does.
Yeah.
And that, I think, was the most profound part of, like, even just like how it pulls away from a light, how it comes up to, you know, a corner where it's got to stop before it turns, and everything is just very modulated, very smooth. You know, having the driver there, the safety rider, I should say, it really, 5 minutes in, you didn't even realize the guy was there. We were just having our conversation.
Yeah.
Just chilling.
Were you surprised by that?
I mean, for me, I'm not the typical guy because I've, you know, spent so many hours, tens of thousands of miles behind, you know, the wheel or yoke of my vehicle with FSD on, and then also having the experience of having gone to 1010, the We Robot event in California, and getting that experience inside the Cybercab where there was no steering wheel. And I think I mentioned that kind of when we first hop in, was it's almost crazier in the Model Y that they have that steering wheel just doing its spinning thing versus nothing.
Yeah.
But no, I wouldn't say I was surprised, but it was, if I was surprised, it was a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, yeah. Do you think, so let's say you get access to the app today, would you, so you're from the area, you live like in the area, and so do you see yourself using the service in Austin? Like if it were to expand to your area where you live?
Oh yeah, all the time, for sure. And then not just outside of the fact that I'd be creating content and getting coverage, and you know, it's really cool what Tesla's doing. Obviously, it's actually very profound. But yeah, I think as a convenience factor, for sure. I mean, finding parking in the city, in any city, let alone one as busy as Austin, can be a challenge, and it can be expensive. And right now, I mean, it's $420 to take a ride. Yeah. I mean, you're going to spend a whole lot more than that to park your car only for 2 hours. Yeah. So for me, the versatility of having Robotaxi at your fingertips, 100% I would use it. Absolutely.
And you daily drive in Model S Plaid, right?
Plaid, yes.
And you have FSD with hardware 3 in the car. How does the Robotaxi compare so far? It was a 20-minute ride. How does it compare from what you've seen in the nuance of the vehicle versus your Model S?
Right. Well, the new Model Y is an amazing vehicle. Can't recommend that vehicle enough. And the fact that they're using just straight out of the factory Model Ys is pretty cool. I would say that smoothness-wise, it's perhaps a little better than my Plaid, especially in these really tight urban settings. It seems to understand its surroundings and respond with more confidence rather than kind of, you know, sometimes there's a bit of hesitation. I notice, like with my car, if there's some really technical, weird situation, you'll notice the wheel, or in my case, the yoke, kind of do this kind of random kind of chatter almost a little bit, where it's almost trying to make up its mind and decide what's going on. We didn't see any of that with the Robotaxi.
Yeah, yeah, and here it comes. So there's a Robotaxi, and what's going to be fun about this ride is that we're actually going to be, we're in the new geofence area. Do you want to be on the right side or the
You go
left
ahead.
side?
Yeah,
You sure?
Get a view
Okay.
of everything
Okay.
there for sure.
So here's our Robotaxi. There's the license plate for the people that are tracking this. Yeah, so we're in the new geofence area. Hello again. And then we're gonna head down to Torchy's Tacos in South Austin, South Congress. There we go. And yeah, so we're in the new geofence. So we're gonna do a similar drive that we did our first time. We're gonna head down to South Austin from North Austin. So
That's a great idea.
yeah, this thing is like has been a
Fantastic.
lifesaver from a holding the phone perspective. Yeah, so you were mentioning the so the smoothness. It seems more smooth than your Model S,
Confident.
more confident than your Model S. So making quicker decisions or decisions that are more. So how do you define confidence? Just acting faster?
Yeah, and then there's just less like hesitation and very smooth. So sometimes with, especially with some of the older cars with FSD,
Yeah.
you experience a little bit of jerkiness, a little bit of shaky in the wheel. And it wasn't so much that you would feel uneasy or anything like that. It was just almost, you could really tangibly experience the processing of the neural net and its sort of inputs into the machine that is the car, the robot.
Yeah.
And now it's very seamless as far as the machine, the robot we'll call it, receiving that information via the cameras, processing it, and then the output of the response of the vehicle.
Yeah.
And that is a much more just smooth. For example, that speed bump we just went over, it very nicely slowed down, versus in my car, it will slow down for some, but not all. And for some it will slow down more and some less, but here it's very consistent.
Yes.
And perhaps that's the key word, is the consistent smoothness.
Yeah.
You can have smooth once in a while, but that's nowhere near as good as being smooth all the time.
Yeah. I would echo that sentiment. I think that's been my biggest takeaway from a performance perspective. It's just it does a lot of things really well all the time, and the handful of times I run into an issue with the software, it's been primarily, or with the car, I guess we'll say. Look at this golf course, by the way. All this rain's got it
Very green.
looking very green. Looks like Ireland out here, you guys. What was I? What was I saying?
But the smoothness and the consistency.
Oh yeah, so it's okay. With the issues that I've had have been more around the decisions of where to drop off, more than the performance of the actual car. Dude, ever since I became a dad, my brain is like at half speed. I feel like I've lost like 30 IQ points, and I had 50. So now I'm down to 20. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a problem.
Amazing. Thankfully it's only temporary.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
I hope so. Hopefully, maybe I'm a new case when it comes to that.
Well, here, right on this hill is a great example. So we're on quite a grade, hanging backwards, and the car pulled up really smoothly. It did not allow it to roll back at all. It, just the application of the brakes, and we're going to see, obviously, once we go, here we go, no rollback, just transition. So even in other robotaxis or other taxis, you're going to get some of that road feedback, but the car's already compensating for its terrain. It understands, hey, I'm on a hill, that sort of thing.
Yeah, 100%. And it's that's difficult to convey on camera, right? And that's been I was telling Josh here, like that's been my challenge on how to do this. And there was a pedestrian crossing the road just now, and the car very slightly adjusted for that going to the left. It's probably very hard to see on camera, but that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about.
Yeah,
It's like
space.
Gave him some space. There's awareness. There's intention behind every action, and it's very difficult to convey that unless you're in the car. Very, very difficult to convey that unless you're in the car. So here, that was actually interesting. So it was going to go up to the stop sign, but it actually stabbed the brake a little bit. So that was a little bit opposite of what we were describing from before. So here we got some traffic coming through. We should have an opening right here to make the turn. I think it's going to do it, and it does. Perfect.
Yeah, and that's weird too, because you got shadow covering part of the lane.
Yeah.
The far lane there.
Yeah. So how are you thinking about pricing for this thing? Like, because that's been a big debate,
420?
It's 420, but like, where do you think they go? Because I highly doubt they're going to keep 420. Like, once they go off of test flight,
I don't know if Elon will do another meme again, but I could see 690.
Sure.
That's a pretty hefty increase, right?
Yeah.
It's almost a 100% increase.
Yeah.
So that might be might be enough if we're doing flat rates, or you could say, well, in the original geofence, it's a certain amount, and then once you go outside, I think that they'll eventually go to length of ride.
You think so? Yeah.
It just makes sense.
Kind of like an Uber model?
It's going to be a modified Uber model. I mean, they're going to do their own thing. They're going to definitely remain very competitive.
Yeah.
I think that's important, because even when they open up the network, you're going to have to have that incentive. Nobody's going to ride the car if it's going to be overpriced or the same price, because you're going to have just as many people with reservations about driving in a driverless car as are excited about driving in a Robotaxi or driverless car. So you're going to want to get people from both sides of the fence in the back seat here experiencing the vehicle. So there has to be a competitive price point.
So do you think they would have to go below Uber to make that happen, or do they have to price it at Uber? Like how do you think about that equation?
Let's see. Well, Uber has the name. A lot of people don't even know about Tesla's Robotaxi. So I would say that as far as marketing and that sort of thing, Uber right now has much more of a foothold, much more of an advantage as far as just being that default name. They became the Kleenex, they became the Google of Robotaxi, now that there's Waymo in the city here. That's a hill that Tesla needs to climb, and using price to climb that hill is definitely going to be something that they use. So perhaps price it a little bit less.
Yeah.
You can always put the price up, or down, I guess, but I think being competitive at the outset is important.
Yeah, I agree with that sentiment. I think the advantage that Tesla has is the pricing lever. They're gonna so from the math I've done, and I got to get this model released on the channel probably this week. I'll do a video on how I'm thinking about Robotaxi and its profitability and its long-term potential, et cetera, et cetera. To me, it seems like if they can get down to have like one teleoperator, so if they yank the safety riders and they can do a ratio of, say, 3 Robotaxis to 1 teleoperator at their headquarters, that's when this system starts becoming quite profitable.
Yes.
And they'll be able to undercut Uber by, I don't know, probably like 10% and still make money. And that's when they start really becoming a threat. And if they can go to like 10 Robotaxis per teleoperator, they can go 15-20% less than Uber and still make buku bucks.
Right.
So that's where it gets really, really interesting. And if they get to 100 to 1, that like forget it. Like that's but they would have to get to that ratio for this to actually be full scale everywhere. You can't have 1 million safety teleoperators. You need to have like 10,000 staffed, and you need like 1 million, 2 million, 5 million Robotaxis roaming the world.
Absolutely.
That's when it starts to make sense from a
and multiple cities too is going to help with scale, right?
Of course.
Growing in SF, getting down into Miami, some of these other cities that they're talking about. That's going to be very exciting to see that roll out. And really, I think Austin right now, even though they've just increased this geofenced area, it's really still proof of concept.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. And I think, like you said earlier in my video, talking about getting over, passing the great filter of turning it on to everybody.
Yeah.
That's going to be the big moment, is when anybody can download that app from the App Store, and let's say they're visiting from overseas, boom, they hop in, they experience Robotaxi.
Yep.
That's going to be a huge, just monumental shift in the perception of the program.
100%. And they're like, I'm wondering, because Austin airport doesn't allow self-driving cars to drop off and pick up.
Right.
So I'm wondering, how much, from a total miles perspective, it's going to be a very small, like the number of people that land in an airport versus like the total number of Uber miles in a city, because you have all the people commuting, you have people going downtown, you have people going out, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
But that's a friction point that Tesla should figure out how to solve. On like, how do I get to pick up and drop off people at the airport? Because that's a significant thing that you use Uber for,
So as you're saying that, there is a bit of a loophole, because I've been at the airport where there's been a Waymo pull up.
Oh, really?
But there's been somebody behind the wheel. So if they wanted to overcome that in the interim until there's a Waymo beside us there, until that legislation gets overturned by proving how much better Tesla is, they could station people at the airport where if you take a Robotaxi to the airport, it just pulls into maybe the cell phone lot or whatever, and they've got a couple people there that manually drive it or just get behind the wheel or whatever, take it through to the drop-off point, drop the people off, then come back around, hop out, and the Robotaxi goes back off into the network. Right? So now you just have the 2 or 3 people that are there chilling to service and accommodate those that are coming to and from the airport.
Yeah.
To me, that's not out of the world of
what they could do.
What they could do, because we've got somebody in the car with us right now. So I mean that it's very like chill, just like hop in, drive it through the drop off.
I will say that will limit the number of people you can have in the car, though. Oh no, I guess not, because they'd be in the driver's seat.
Yeah,
there won't be somebody in there anyway.
Exactly.
Okay, got it. Yeah,
and they're not really, they're just hopping in for all of 2 or 3 minutes to get them in and out of the Robotaxi.
That makes a lot of sense.
Get them in and out of the airport there.
Yeah, but I wonder.
Just temporary.
Yeah. But I wonder if maybe Tesla would be like, well, screw that. We're just going to figure out how to get this damn thing approved.
That's the ideal.
That's probably what they'll. I really like the sort of cleverness behind that, and it is something they can very easily do.
Yeah.
If they really wanted to, it's just now you're going to have to staff people to just literally just sit in the driver's seat at the airport, and that's their entire job, is just sitting in a parking lot somewhere and just hopping in and out of the car. But it would allow them to do pickups and drop-offs at the airport, and that's like from a usability perspective, that's going to help a lot of people to get to the airport, because it depends how much I want to pay for parking, right? If I'm doing like a 10-day trip, do I really want to park my car at Austin? It's probably going to cost like $300. Or at the airport rather, or would I rather just do a Robotaxi in and out, which would be like $50 to $100.
Yeah,
whatever that is.
Think about it too. Like oftentimes I've had flights that are 6 o'clock in the morning. You need to be there at 4. You're tired. You're a dad, right? You've been up with your baby for the past whatever. You only get 2 hours of sleep. Do you really want to drive yourself 40 minutes to the airport?
Yeah,
no, man. I want to sit in the back seat, have a little snooze, set an alarm, ding, ding, you're here.
Yeah.
And then you go on and sit in the lounge and get on your flight and go.
That's
what I want. There's that other thing to think about, is that, and you're not dealing with a driver that at 4 o'clock in the morning that's fatigued.
That's very true.
Right?
Yeah.
You have a robot that never gets tired.
That's very true. So there's a lot of benefits. Oh, it looks like we've had an accident here. Somebody. Ooh.
Little. See.
A kerfuffle.
Should have had the Robotaxi.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's a very good point. I am curious to see though, like, will Tesla expand to? It took them 3 weeks to go to North Austin.
Yes.
Is it going to take them?
Watch.
It took them 3 weeks to get to North Austin.
We're just letting Siri know what's going on.
Yeah. I wonder if, when we saw that Model Y and Kyle, I wonder if Kyle is going to be 3 weeks away.
I mean, that would be amazing. And then hopefully 3 weeks after that, San Marcos, and then my son can take Robotaxi to go to university.
That would be freaking amazing.
Huge. Huge.
Even if it's like every 3 weeks, maybe they go north and they go south and they go west and they go east, and then they fill in the gaps. So maybe by the end of summer or the end of the year, you'll have Greater Austin solved, and then maybe what they do is, instead of going all the way out to San Marcos little by little, maybe they do San Marcos, and then they do San Marcos, and then they start making San Marcos bigger and Austin bigger, and then they meet in the middle.
That would be phenomenal.
Maybe they do something like that. But then if they do that, then San Marcos is going to have its own little HQ for the Robotaxi, et cetera, et cetera.
Which makes sense, because then they can service some of those other areas as well.
100%.
And then
get down to San Antonio.
Exactly. I was just going to say, that's an easy hop, skip, and a jump to San Antonio, New Braunfels, those areas.
Yeah.
So there you go. So it just changed its mind. It was going to turn left.
And it changed its mind.
And now it wants to go straight.
Yeah, and we got some traffic down here too. So we got traffic, we got pedestrians. This is this 6th Street?
Yes.
Yeah, so we're on 6th Street. We have the usual
congestion,
chaos,
and you've got a bunch of road closure here, lane closure,
yeah,
construction. Definitely a lot of edge case situation here.
Yeah.
Random people pulling over.
Actually, this might be 5th.
Is it 5th? No, 6.
Is it 6?
It is 6.
Oh, it is 6
in
in
Brazos.
Right.
Yeah. Very cool.
And then Capital Factory is actually 1 block
to
the right. Yeah, where the Omni Hotel is at. So that's where I'll go after we finish this ride. So
beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it's so exciting. It's so exciting.
and it's a little, I mean, you just get used to it.
Yeah,
Because it's
normal.
amazing how quick crazy things become the norm.
Yeah.
If you told somebody 5 years ago, right, in 2020,
Yeah.
right, think about it, middle of COVID, hey guys, in just 5 years,
Yeah.
you're going to be riding in the back seat of an autonomous vehicle in Austin.
Yeah.
You'd be like, what are you talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah.
What are you smoking, bro? You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's nuts.
100%. And to Waymo's credit, right? Waymo got here a little bit ago. So like Waymo has been able to do this for a minute, and they've done a great job. So here, this is a very interesting case here. So we've got construction on the right. So this lane is closed. We have a Porsche right here trying to get into our lane, and so what's probably going to happen here is we're going to just keep going straight, and it's going to be pretty. Yeah, simple and easy. We got a guy running there in EMS. And then we need to get on the left. So there's a guy parking on the left. Now it needs to get on the left lane, which it did fantastically.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna have to make a left. So so far it's performing really good.
Really good.
And we're
yeah.
congested. We have pedestrians. We have road work. We got a Porsche. We have. Man, I love that design on the Porsche, by the way. That's like one of my favorite asses I've ever done.
Mm-hmm.
So nice.
It needs a wash though.
It does need a wash, but that's kind of what my car would. If I had a Porsche, it would look like that. Probably worse. It
just
would look. It
just
would
a
look
ton of bird crap. Just give her.
Yeah, just it's a daily. You know, if I'm gonna
That's
have
it.
a Porsche, I'm gonna drive it, bro. You know.
100%. Get the kid seat in the back.
Yeah, exactly.
You can only fit kids in the back seats of those too.
Yeah.
I just can't believe that I am right now driving in downtown Austin in a Robotaxi. This is crazy.
Isn't that crazy, dude? It's so sick. It really is, man. It's pretty special what Tesla have done. And again, like it doesn't get lost, right? This is a Model Y. You can buy this from the factory right now. So we have pedestrians crossing the road right now, crossing the street. So we've got people crossing. Let's see how it does. So it should wait here for a minute. We have somebody else crossing right now. And then after this gentleman with the white polo, there's somebody else crossing with a...
He's going for it.
Yeah, he's going for it, which he did.
Yeah.
He
And
has
they
the
have
right
no
of way.
idea there's a robot
Yeah.
driving around right beside them.
Very good. Awesome. Yeah, it's just like, just normal. It's just normal now. Oh, look at this guy. So this guy's
Backing
backing
into our
up.
lane. Jeez.
This is very normal for Austin. And we got another guy in front of him doing the same thing, coming out of their parking spot. Very good. Yeah, man, just normal. Normal. I don't know what else to say. It's just normal.
Yeah, that's the
You
thing
know?
is that they're just making the impossible normal.
Yeah.
So this is cool.
Yeah, that's the
Climate, so this works. Oh yeah, same way.
yeah.
We got all our apps in here. If we weren't recording, we'd be cranking tunes.
Yeah.
Love it.
Copyright strike.
Yeah,
Metallica.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now this has a button here, this pullover.
It does, yeah, but that's like an emergency pullover.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
And that was like the thing that I was thinking through is like, okay, so there are different kinds of pullovers if you really think about it. There's a pullover of like, just drop me off here
Right.
because I'd rather get off here. And then there's a pullover of like, no, I need to get out because there's an emergency, right?
And sometimes a pullover can be considered a cardigan.
Wow. That was a very sneaky, did not expect dad joke.
You weren't banking on any sweater
Oh,
comedy?
so we've got an emergency vehicle, and
Yep.
it looks like it did try to pull over for it slightly. The car was reacting
It's
to
got
it,
the
which is
left-hand
interesting.
signal on too, which
Yeah.
is cool. Interesting.
And I wonder if that left-hand signal was like, hey, I want to get back into my position.
Yeah.
So I wonder if like the algorithm's like, okay, now it's off again.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Very cool.
So it did react to it. It did something. It didn't just stay there. Like, but there was, I mean. it couldn't
and that
really
was
go
right when it
anywhere.
became in earshot too. We
Yeah.
heard that siren.
Yeah. But no, that was like an 8.3 out of 10 dad joke, dude. That was.
I got to
really
give
good.
credit to Dumb and Dumber.
Oh,
You
is
know
that
the
what?
scene, the scene where the motorcycle's coming up beside the van and he's going, pull over, and he's like, no man, it's a cardigan, but thanks for noticing.
That's awesome.
Good times.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm like still shocked at how good that was. It just
Right?
came out of nowhere. You can tell Josh is a
Stick
pro.
around, brother. There's more where that came
You're
from.
a pro dad. You can tell. He's been around the block once or twice with those jokes.
That's it.
Yeah. So we're back on Congress here. We got the skyline here in the back. We got Lady Bird.
Yeah.
Lake
But
over
we're about
there.
to pass Rivian here.
Yeah, the Rivian. Rivian's got a shop over here on the right.
There it is. Look, guys, it's Rivian. Hey, Rivian.
Right
What's
there.
up?
Rivian. Nice. I think they opened that store. I think it was last summer.
Yeah.
If I remember
It
correctly.
is a nice store, actually.
Yeah,
Really
it's
nice
nice.
people that work there,
Yeah, yeah,
actually.
yeah.
Hung out with
Pretty
them
awesome.
a bit.
Oh, we got a Rari.
Very cool.
We got a Rari right
Very
there.
gold.
Oof, that's beautiful.
Look at that.
Is that which was that one? This is one of their newer ones.
Is it a SF? I don't even know. It's
Might
got
be.
Montana plates on it, so he saved some tax.
Good for him. Man, freaking gorgeous car, I tell you what. Sounds great too. See, I don't think that's not going to go away for a long time. You know?
Exotics? No. But it's like horses. Like we don't use horses to commute to work or to get around the city. But my sister has a horse that she pays to board it, and she goes and rides it every other weekend.
Yeah.
It's just for fun.
Oh
right?
shit, we're going to the wrong Torchies. All right, so let me try to move it to the different Torchies. 1 second. All right, we're going to the wrong Torchies. So we're gonna try to pull over. So let's see what it does here. So I'm gonna do pull over. Oh, so it's gonna pull over to a support agent for assistance. Okay, so maybe do we just go to that Torchies and then come back to the new Torchies?
I guess.
Did we just do that?
I guess we have.
Are you
to.
okay on time?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay,
Man. I'm
all right,
good.
let's just do that. Screw it. We'll just
With my
extend
boy
this.
Farzad here, man.
Let's just do it.
This is good.
How did I select the wrong torch? They have so many torches here, bro.
Right?
That's the
Torchies,
problem.
But shout out to Torchies. Torchies has good.
Yeah,
tacos.
torches is sick. Okay, so I guess we'll do a little bit of an extended drive then, I guess.
There we go. We get 10 minutes to
Yeah.
arrive at the wrong location. Now
Yeah.
that's not Robotaxi error. That's human. That's human error as
That's
far as
my
I.
dumbass.
You
not
got
to
outed
double
on your own
check.
podcast,
Oh my
buddy.
God,
Sorry, man.
I mean, welcome.
Tell us how that feels.
This is what I do for a living. This is what I do for a living. Oh, an agent will be with you shortly, it says.
Authenticity.
Oh,
it's because maybe, but you didn't tap it.
no,
It's
I
just-
didn't tap it. Oh no, it rerouted to a new Torchies.
What?
Well, that's the Torchies we were trying to go to.
Connected to a support agent.
Are
Hello?
we? Hello? No, we're not.
They're listening.
Maybe they're listening.
Yo, they're listening.
Wait a second.
They're listening.
You're
Thank you.
listening.
Thank you, Tesla people.
Thank you very much.
That's jokes. That's jokes.
No, I can't believe we actually got that. What did that
Right?
really just happen?
100%, bro. It's here. It's
Wow.
real. This is it.
Guys, what's your favorite color?
That's it.
Tell me your favorite color.
Blink the hazard lights if it's blue.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's jokes.
Ride the curb if it's red. Go the opposite way.
That's so funny.
Wow, no kidding. Okay, that was. Okay.
100%.
We just got trolled.
That's it.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
I bet Ashok's on the controls right now.
I hope
It's
so.
Like, let's just, as far as that, we're going to screw it.
I hope so. Can you guys take us on I-35? Can we test the highway real quick?
Yeah, quick highway run.
Wow,
Just
that's
one exit.
fantastic. They just saved my ass.
I love it. What a ride.
Okay, now I got to go back and see. Wow. Okay.
It's almost more fun on this side. I don't know.
Yeah. Right.
This is great. Now we're arriving in 3
That's
minutes.
hilarious.
Friggin' magical. That's Tesla magic, baby. Look at this.
Okay, so that's like actually ridiculous.
Nobody's
because-
had that. We got exclusive
No,
footage.
yeah,
of
we
that.
got exclusive footage of that. I'm an idiot. But okay, but then here's the deal though. So now this is feedback for Tesla. I should be able to do that in the app.
Okay.
I should be able to do
That's
that in
fair.
the app, right? So
That's fair.
But they actually did it for me, which is like a concierge service. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying?
The
So
unknown concierge.
Who do I tip? No, I can't even tip somebody in the app. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to tip somebody. I can't even tip them. So
It's the Tesla Ghost. Shout out
Yeah.
to the Tesla Ghost. That's pretty awesome.
I can't believe that happened.
Bro.
Holy
They're-
shit.
That means they were listening to all
yeah,
those
of course.
obscene things you were saying before.
Yeah, yeah.
How much you didn't like Elon.
Oh, yeah, no,
You're
of
just
course,
not
yeah.
real
He's
member
a
of the Tesla
Nazi,
community.
he's crazy,
Yeah,
yeah,
you're
yeah,
a
of
Tesla
course.
Q troll.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You're shorting Tesla, aren't you?
Yeah, oh yeah. Like my entire I've put up my baby as collateral. Yeah, it's my child is collateral for my short position.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I
Amazing.
wouldn't put it past some of these guys.
Oh
honestly.
my gosh. Legendary.
Yeah.
This is so good.
That's fantastic. All right, we got left turn here. So we got this guy. Perfect.
Here we go.
So to handle that perfectly.
So get your stuff together and get the heck out.
Yeah.
Gather your belongings.
Yeah, we've had enough. You try to go to the wrong Torches, we fix it for you. And so we don't have that drop off early option again, which I really like that they removed that button.
But you like that they removed it. You didn't like the button.
No, I liked having the button, but I liked having the button, but the way it behaved was not good. So instead of having an option that doesn't behave well, they removed the option for people to use, which I prefer over having a drop me off button that does weird stuff.
Makes sense.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like if the drop me off button worked more predictably, then I would be for having the drop me off button. But if you're gonna have a drop me off button that doesn't work predictably, then just don't have it at all.
Right.
Just drop me off the way you would have dropped me off anyway, and then have the pullover function as the emergency option, right? So that's good. That's good. That's how it should be. All right, we got a right on red. We got a guy parking, so theoretically it should be able to just, yeah, it does. Perfect.
Here we go. We're close.
All right.
I feel like, oh, there's the Ferrari. See?
The Ferrari.
The Ferrari went to Torchy's too.
Oh, wow. Okay, this thing's beautiful. Man, that thing is, oh my God.
I think that's an SF90 actually.
Yeah, I think you're right. Gorgeous. All right, and then it's probably going to drop us off in the parking lot again, which is fantastic.
And do a K-turn out of here.
Yeah.
Here's the plaid. There we go.
Awesome. Now let's see. Oh, interesting. So it doesn't have a place up here to turn. So it has this handicap spot. So it's probably going to use that to K-turn. All right. Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you guys, whoever was listening.
Thank you to the Tesla Ghost.
Yeah. Thank you, God, for helping us out there.
Amazing.
Whoever's out there, thank you.
All right, here we go.
All right.
That was awesome.
That was so funny.
Wow, what a trip.
That was a very
trip.
I got really eventful there at the end. Okay, let's see what it does. So it should actually use this parking spot here.
Here we go. What's it gonna do?
So let's see what it's gonna do. You wanna watch it come out. So it's probably gonna pull up a little bit, if I were to guess.
There we go. Robo.
Let's see what it does.
Let's see if she's gonna take over. Oh, it's pulling ahead. It's waiting for this guy.
Yeah, that's what I expected it to do.
Okay, it's gonna back into this area here. Here we go. Yeah. Reverse lights are on.
Awesome. Yeah, so this is great.
Not bad. Crank the wheels around.
It could go. I mean, I
Smooth.
guess it knows how far it needs to go.
Yeah, don't hit the plaid. Eh? Watch out! That thing just came back from the wilderness in Canada.
Look at this thing. That's awesome. All right,
So
well,
good.
What do you think? What'd you think?
Oh, absolutely loved it, man.
Yeah?
That was so cool.
Yeah.
We have the Tesla gods listening to us.
Yeah.
We have their ear.
Yeah.
You have their ear, right? And they
was
knew
funny.
it. Which Torchies? Because there's still like a bunch of Torchies.
Yeah, there are.
So they must have gone back into where we left originally, maybe.
Yeah,
your ride history.
For sure.
I'm wondering if that's how they determined that.
Probably.
But,
probably.
Shout out to Ashok and the team.
Yeah.
Eh?
Thank you guys.
Amazing.
Thank you
So
guys
good.
for saving our ass. I really appreciate it. Any
good.
parting thoughts before we let you go here?
First of all, huge shout out to the Tesla team. What you guys have done is phenomenal because I know a lot of you guys watch, and like the rollout of this is so exciting to watch. I'm super excited to be a part of it, and to hang with you, brother. Thank you, Farzad.
Of course, man.
But I mean, to see this roll out, we're going to save lives with this program for sure. You're going to increase the quality of life for locals here in Austin, and I just see this thing's just going to go to the moon as far as the success. It's already this good now, and it's really just in its infancy. Like we said earlier, really this is just proof of concept. But when they roll it out to everyone, it's just going to be silence all the haters, man. It's amazing.
Man. It's exciting.
Yeah,
awesome,
super
dude.
exciting.
Where can people find you?
Anywhere. All social platforms, Josh West 247, Josh West 24/7. That's the plaid. Just finished a crazy excursion out into the far reaches of the wilderness in Labrador, Canada, and ran FSD out there, and it worked. So I can only see where this Robotaxi technology is going to take us, really all over the world. It's going to change transportation for humanity.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much for taking the time, brother.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you,
Much
man.
appreciated, man. Awesome.
Yeah, dude, it was awesome. I'm so glad we got to experience it. Yeah, dude, anytime you're in town, just hit me up.
Absolutely, man.
We'll have a
see you
good
around.
time. All right, brother.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thanks,
All
bro.
right.
That was a lot of fun.
Hell yeah, dude. It was awesome.